Hi everybody, today's video is brought to you by GoFundMe to raise bail money for me, who's about to go outside and just beat the out of my neighbor since he's pressure washing, and he pressure washes every day. It's raining outside. Your driveway literally can't get any cleaner than it already is. Today's video is also brought to you by math, which I explained too much, which I'm explaining right now in the video. Oh, and also by that humongous bruise on my arm from getting blood work done. So this garland, all Dollar Tree stuff, you're going to see here that the big ones are 20 cents each, the medium-sized ones are 8 cents each, the little ones are 6 cents each. You need 3, 9, and 9 respectively. That makes each garland segment $1.86. There's 18 segments on my tree, which you're going to see tomorrow, which works out to around $33.50, which I think is a very good deal for a garland that has over 300 ornaments in it. So I started this project a while ago. I'm just doing this to show you how it's done since all my other ones were already made. And the first thing I had to do was wire and tape these ornaments. This might seem excessive, but I wouldn't mind to last a long time. And this was the most secure way I could think of doing it. Don't think you can do it with pipe cleaners. Don't try anything else. Get 18 gauge floral wire from Walmart. You're going to bend the end into a little hook, you're going to put some hot glue in there, and you're going to shove it in there and let it dry. You have to put enough glue in the inside so where it adheres the cap to the ornament and also the wire to the cap. And then to clean all that up and make it nice and pretty, we're going to use floral tape, which is... floral tape. When I worked as a florist, this was just like... I came home every day just like smelling of it, and it doesn't really smell like anything, but somehow I smelled of it. And it's a paper tape, and when you pull it apart, like I'm showing right here, it releases its adhesive, which is kind of like a just waxy bit of stuff. And the way it works is that you put it on and you pull it to release the adhesive, and it only sticks to itself. It has trouble sticking on smooth things like ornament caps and wires. So I grab it and hold it tight and wrap around the cap a couple times to make sure that it's absolutely secure before I start going down the wire. And I'm turning the ornament now, and then I'll switch back hands and start wrapping the wire, and I'm going to pull the tape almost parallel with the wire because that's the way you're going to use the least amount of tape and cover the most amount of wire in the shortest time. So these garland sections are made up of 3 clusters. They each have 1 big ornament, 3 medium ornaments, 3 small ornaments, and then that's repeated 3 times to make a garland section. I worked in sections because I had no way to store a humongous garland made out of ornaments, especially one that ends up being as secure and beefy and substantial as mine was. These aren't like things that you can just kind of roll up like those Walmart ornament garlands that used to sell. What I'm doing right now is just showing you that these are my medium ornaments. I've got them in 3 colors. You can choose whatever color, finish, shape you want. I'm taping them all together because we're going to keep making bunches, and then we're going to add on to those, and then that's how garlands are made, by making bunches. I just taped about 1 inch down from the smallest ornament. Like, see the smallest red one at the bottom? I'm about 1 inch down, and I taped all those together. And I'm going to do that to everything. Get all my big ornaments wrapped, get all my medium clusters wrapped, get all my small clusters wrapped. And I have a mix of different patterns on these ornaments, and all these ornaments came from the Dollar Tree. So you don't have to use Walmart ornaments like I did for my big ornament garland that you'll see tomorrow. This was super economic. So I'm going to put these together, staggering them a little bit so the tallest ornament is underneath the top ornament. You know what I'm saying there? And you can put these closer together to make something that's really dense, but you're not going to get as long of a section of garland. It's just going to be really dense. But if you space them out, you can get something that's a little bit more airy if that's your look. Obviously, my look is more is more. So I keep mine pretty close together, and it still gives me a pretty substantial hunk of garland to put together with all the other ones. And again, putting them together just like I did before, taping the medium ones to the large one, taping the small ones to the medium ones, and then wrapping down. And I don't wrap all the way down all the way, but you need to do that every couple of editions. So this is my first little cluster, and there's going to be 3 of these in each segment. So I'm going about 1 inch away from where I taped, and I'm just going to go down. You can see as I start doing this, as the ornaments get heavier and the section gets longer, it's harder to turn. So eventually I start spinning it in my hand, and it looks crazy in the video, and I don't know if that's how you want to do it. It is the easiest way to do it because you're just kind of using the momentum of the ornament spinning around to wrap. But to each their own if you don't feel comfortable swinging ornaments around your head. Okay, so these small ornaments here are finishing off the second cluster. And see how I'm just kind of whipping it around? Whip it, whip it, whip it, whip it, and I'm pulling the tape at the same time. And you can see how it's coming together. I think this looks best when there's a variety of sizes. If you want to do it in all one color, like say you want to do all gold, or you want to do all red, or you want to do all red matte, or different finishes, you could do them all in one color. I would just advise switching up the sizes, because that's what gives you dimension and allows you to spread this out once it's on the tray. So now we're starting our last cluster. I'm just going to start taping this on, and this is when the whipping around just really gets pretty serious, because I started and then just start whipping. I mean, this works for me because I have pretty long arms and I was kind of leaning back in my chair. But, you know, just be wary of people around you before you start whipping around an ornament garland like you're Indiana Jones. And the further you get down, the harder it is to start the tape, and then before you start whipping it, like it's heavier, and it's heavier at one end, and it's not got something like solid support. So that's another reason why I couldn't just keep going and keep adding to this, because it would have become way too cumbersome to tape 30 feet of this together. So see, even right here when I'm trying to wrap the bottom, my tape breaks, because this is not how you're supposed to use floral tape. You're supposed to be able to pull it and turn at the same time instead of pulling the tape around whatever you're doing. So I'm just going to get this whole section done, wrapped all the way to the end, because this is a finished section now. It's 3 sets of the clusters. It's 21 ornaments, I think. Don't make me do math again. And I bent the edge because that's how I ended up putting mine into the tray, which you're going to see on Friday. And then this is me just zooming through another section. This one only has 2 balls because I'm making this section of garland for a wreath I'm doing in a later video. It only has 2 sections, I should say, instead of 3. But if you get in a groove with this, it doesn't take long. The thing that takes long is wrapping each individual ornament, and I would not advise you to try to skip that or shortcut it or use pipe cleaners, because pipe cleaners aren't strong enough to give you the movement you need to move the ornaments around once they're on the tray. And FYI, that stickiness on your fingers, wash your hands with as hot of water as you can handle and a really good soap, and it'll come off, because it's like a waxiness. It's unfortunate. So now I'm showing you when it's on the wreath, it's going to form this C around the wreath, and this is how it's going to look when it's a completed garland on the tree, because the pieces go together but they're not connected, because it would just be too much trying to do that. So yeah, I hope I explained this well enough. It's kind of the same concept from my buffalo check little pick thing I made in one of the other videos. I'll try to link it. So yeah, have fun with this. Remember math, I guess. If you're trying to save money, you can figure out how to do it. This is how mine looks on my tree, and I can't wait for you guys to see it, because it's ridiculous and amazing. And follow me on Instagram and subscribe, like, comment, and I will see you guys on Friday for the big reveal. Bye.